I'm sad because they don't have a YouTube video with the Polynesian Christmas music, and it's fantastic. I just will have to listen to the Magic Kingdom one on repeat. So we're gonna get some nummies here. We are gonna go to the, what is it? Captain Cook's, or as others like to refer to it, Captain Crook's. They have some meatballs, I think, and then they also have, I want to say some like nachos I've heard of that are good. We also, you saw the refillable mugs. Can't remember if I told you or not. We just had to take a picture of the refillable mugs, so I'm hoping that it'll all work out and they will accept the fact that we took the picture at Captain Cook's, and then we'll be able to get our drink. The cast member at Riviera told us we could take the picture of us holding the mugs and show it to any hotel and they will give us the drinks. So let's try it out. Also, not sure if I told you, but today is also a colder day too, like in the 40s, and it's in like 50s now. We're at the Poly on the coldest days. Crazy. What do we get, Sal?
We got the Thai coconut curry meatballs, and we got the Pan Asian street noodles with shrimp.
Ooh, I didn't know you could add shrimp.
So we just finished up at Captain Cook's. As you saw, I got the Thai coconut meatball things with rice, and Pauline got the Pan Asian noodles with shrimp. I preferred the noodles to what I got, and what I got was very good, but I prefer noodles to rice. And as far as protein goes, I always take seafood over meatballs. So that just comes down to personal preference. I really enjoyed them both. I just enjoyed the noodles more. What do you think, Polly?
So I like both of them too. I actually thought the noodles here were tastier than the noodles last night at Kona. But it was a totally different flavor. Last night was like a spicy noodle, and these were more on the sweet side, and I like sweeter entrees, I guess. Also, I preferred the coconut curry meatballs more than the noodles. Not too much more though, but the rice had a nice coconut flavor to it. It was not too much, it was subtle. So if you're not a huge fan of coconut, you might be able to try them still. But it was enough for me to really enjoy them because I do like coconut. Okay guys, I'm officially very overwhelmed. What do I get? There's also another rack over there. We did some damage at the boutique. Oh no. I was just telling Phil before the trip, I thought, oh, we're not gonna have a big haul video. And then that happened, so.
This is our third day, we haven't bought anything.
Yeah, we haven't really bought. We bought some stuff, but this was a little crazy. So, there's a couple things we purchased in Magic Kingdom. When I did go to the Chamber of Commerce, they were open, but they were helping with disability reservations, and then at 2, the disability reservations are done, and they move on to doing the pickups for merchandise. Now, I will tell you, one of the cast members told us that they will no longer be doing that. I think that he said come January, so just keep that in mind. They're already not shipping to the resorts, but he said they won't even do to the front of the park. So that's kind of annoying because who wants to carry bags around in the park? So You're just gonna have to walk back, kind of keep track of the things that you want to get. Phil said they'll change the policy when their merch sales dip, and I totally agree. The boat at the Poly, there's not a line. You can sit on the beach. So just bopping back into MK to get our stuff, and then we are gonna head back to the Riviera. So I wanted to show you because we had an Instacart order. We placed the order yesterday. They weren't delivering because the grocery store was closed on Christmas, obviously, but they did deliver it this morning, I think around like 8 a.m. or something like that. And they kept it here until we got back to the resort around like 2:30. So that was awesome. They brought it up to the room for us. Also amazing. So here are our groceries. Spring water. This is all from Publix, by the way. Phil wanted some pistachios. We got a few different sizes of these Hydro Seal blister things. I had moleskin, but that is a different material, and these are really nice. Just they hold moisture better, so got those. Phil got some sleep aid stuff because it's hard to sleep in hotel rooms for him, especially when there's the excitement of Disney just out your door. I found out the night before we left at like 11 p.m. that we did not have sunscreen, so had to get some. We got Phil milk in case he has any cookies or treats, and I got myself tea. They did not have Pure Leaf, so Gold Peak will have to do. And finally, Phil wanted some vitamin water. So there you go, our little Disney grocery haul. Hi friends, we are at the Riviera, still up from our nap and all dressed up and going to Topolino's Terrace for dinner. Trying to find out how to get there also. Guys, I'm even wearing heels. This is a Disney first. Ambiance at Topolino is really pretty. We got there right when the sun was going down in the sky with had some pretty color. It was nice to enjoy. I wish we had been seated closer to the window, but we did get one of the round booths, which was pretty cool. And the service in general was phenomenal. Like the perfect balance of attentive, but also letting us enjoy our meal and enjoy our time together. So these are the winter cocktails.
Coming from a special family in South Italy since 1825.
But for the bread service, it was grain style bread. It looked like a piece of wheat and you kind of pulled off the sections, which I really enjoyed that concept. However, the bread needed to be more than what it was. It was a very basic bread. The butter had some salt flakes on it, but very basic. And then it did come with a fantastic olive oil. That really was the shining star of the bread service, but I just felt that the bread was so weak you couldn't enjoy it. For me, the major problem with the bread, it was very crust heavy and there was not a lot of the light bread inside. For general Italian cooking, which Topolino seems to be more on the Italian side, you need that soft bread to dip into your pasta sauce and your butter and the oil, and this was very crusty and hard. I just think they need to rethink the bread portion of the bread service just to make it more enjoyable. So appetizers. Everyone raves about the ricotta here. I have had some fantastic ricotta. This ricotta, it was as though there was nothing added to the ricotta. It was just the cheese, plain basic, and it didn't really have any dimension to it like the ricotta that I'm used to, and it just fell flat because of that. Then they paired the ricotta with a tomato sauce, which could have worked. It was like a chunky tomato sauce, but honestly the flavoring of the sauce really reminded me of like a pizza sauce. So it was slightly disappointing. None of it was inedible. It was just, for me, not as advanced of a flavor profile as I was expecting from this type of restaurant. I also think there's this bigger overarching fear that Phil and I run into coming to Florida from New York. We have fantastic Italian food where we live, so our expectations of Italian cuisine are extremely high. We are a little apprehensive getting Italian food in Florida. I felt like at least this one specific appetizer was a good example of our fears brought to life. So then we also got the escargot. I thought the escargot was very good. I loved the buttery sauce that was with it. The one missing element is I am used to having like a buttery, flaky kind of pastry bread to go with the escargot, and they only gave you that bread service bread, which to me was disappointing and fell flat. So I wanted there to be that buttery, you know, bread element to the escargot appetizer, and it wasn't there. And finally we had the gnocchi. It was with duck confit, and this was the shining star probably of the entire meal. It was fantastic. Nice salt content, creamy sauce, felt very wintry and delicious. I've never had gnocchi like this. It was so light and airy and melted right in your mouth. It was just beyond delicious. So if you go to Topolino's, you need to get this appetizer. It is so good. The appetizer also made me a little disappointed that I didn't get a pasta dish, because I wonder what their other pasta dishes are like, because this was so good. Alright, Phil got the veal chop, and those potatoes look so good. So the entrees were really good at Topolino. Phil got the tomahawk veal steak, veal chop, the tomahawk. This is probably the most popular entree on the menu, and Phil really enjoyed it. I had one bite because that's what he shared with me. The char was impeccable. Phil said the sauce with the veal was fantastic. I didn't have any of the sauce on it though, and it was excellent. And I think, you know, that's one thing that can get a little tricky, is if they serve a meat with a sauce, are they trying to mask poor quality, something like that? Not the case at Topolino for sure. And it did come with potato au gratin that had a wine kind of flavoring to it. Very delicious also. And a charred onion, also excellent. And then I got the sole. I got the sole, which was fantastic. They deboned it in back. There was absolutely no remnants or bones or anything. It came with almost like a sherry wine sauce, very light and delicious. My only complaint about it is it was more of a summer dish to me, flavor profile wise. It's the day after Christmas, so I wanted something maybe a little bit more wintry. But other than that, it was fantastic, and I would highly recommend it to anyone who enjoys seafood. And we got dessert here. It's a flourless chocolate cake with a caramel center. Look at that lava. That's all gooey caramel. Our final element of the meal was our dessert. We got the chocolate cake. It was chocolate lava cake, which is kind of like, I usually avoid those because they're the staple chain restaurant dessert. This was nothing of the sort. The center had a caramel and it was warm. and it just oozed out and was caramely, and I had the chocolate. It came with a little bit of vanilla gelato. Very delicious. A good dessert for pleasing almost anybody. But they did have 2 other desserts on the menu that I would totally love. One was this pistachio dessert, and the other was a fruit dessert. So it seems like all of the desserts here at the Riviera are just divine. And why wouldn't they be? We're in Italy and France over here.